Hello to all the learners over there. This is Divyank and you know me well as your Aptitude mentor. As the placement season has started, a lot of MNCs and various companies are coming for the assessment examination for campus recruitment, in which reasoning section is the crucial part for the selection procedure. 80% of the students now get eliminated in aptitude round only just because of very low mark in reasoning section. So in this particular session, I am going to debunk the phobia of logical reasoning section. I will share the complete strategy to ace the reasoning section, which is very scoring as well as very easy to understand the basic concepts. So let us start the session. So first of all, I just request you to follow our social media handles. Here we generally come live and we provide the complete preparation solution. So just follow on social media handles. Now, why reasoning is so important? Why it is coming? It is a basic question in everyone's head that for the previous years in our academics, in our engineering or in our graduation, we are being taught about different academic subjects. Now that we are into our final year examination, why reasoning is so important? So basically, organization recruit people who can manage stress, form logical solutions, and with clues decode any problem. They have a basic sense of assumption, or they have a basic understanding that a person who is good with the logical skills, who is good with cognitive skills, they can manage the stress in a far better way. So when you are into an organization, you would be a better fit for their particular domain. A student must needed to formulate better logical solution, and with clues he should understand how he can debunk any sort of problems. Then organizations recruit people having quick mental and analytical abilities. So logical reasoning section is nothing but basically it tests your mental abilities as well as question based on your analytical skills, that is figure based questions, how you can extract the data from the given questions. Then people with good aptitude skills are good problem solver as well. So it is a basic understanding of that a person with good mathematical skills as well as good cognitive skills is a far better problem solver, right? So for that reasons, reasoning is coming in any of the aptitude tests. What reasoning is all about, right? So basically, what kind of questions you are going to see in the logical reasoning section? You must have a good ability to efficiently solve the company specific quantitative aptitude test. Different particular domains, different companies have a different set of variety of questions. So you must have a ability to solve the company specific quantitative aptitude test, right? Ability to prioritize and manage your time, and then ability to efficiently analyze data, how questions can be utilized in such a way that we can extract the data and we can analyze the information in a useful and efficient manner. So acing any particular sections require understanding of syllabus and test pattern for the very first time, right? Because if we just go with all the topics, we have a better picture of what this exam is all about and whatever sections we have to go through with. So I have just distributed the topics of reasoning in three different parts. First one would be a verbal reasoning. What is verbal reasoning? Verbal reasoning is any section in which we can use different concepts in the form of tips and tricks. So this particular section up to say matrix, it come under the criteria of verbal reasoning. Why verbal reasoning? Because we can use different concepts in the form of tips and tricks, right? There is a concept which required we have to use different clues to find the patterns or to find the symmetry or to find the repetition of different logics and then decode the logic and solve the complex problems. So first of all, these particular topics, I may say coding, decoding, pair formation, letter series, alphabetical series, word formation and dictionary. What is the common in all? What is the common in all these topics? If we just practice the alphabets, if we just go with practicing of alphabetical series and reverse alphabetical series, then we can easily solve these particular topics. करेक्ट. सो इसके लिए प्राइमरली हमारे पास होना क्या चाहिए? वी मस्ट हैव अ गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द different series, right? So alphabetical series, how we can learn and how we can learn the reverse alphabetical series. It is a very common question, and in the previous sessions I have make you understand how we can recall the place values of alphabets. This is a must thing to cover. Then you have to cover reverse alphabetical series and how we can recall the place values of reverse alphabetical series as well. Now, number series, missing number series, analogy, odd one out, coding equation, machine input output, cube and dices. These all are classic examples of classic reasoning. These particular topics, logarithm, counting figure, Venn diagram, blood relations, logarithm, seating arrangement, puzzle, matrices. This is the most important section of your reasoning based assessment examination, and it all comes under the classic reasoning. Now, if we just talk about these particular topics, that is number series, missing number and analogy, it requires a good understanding about the numbers. Now, what it means that we have a good understanding of numbers. इसके लिए we have to learn the squares of say 1 to 100. What would be the approach to? There is a short trick by which we can remember the squares of 1 to 100. Then we have a basic understanding of tables. How we can learn the table of 1 to 20. Then 1 to 20 cubes would be learned by you. Then you must have a better understanding of how to find the squares of 1 to 30. You can solve it thoroughly. 1 to 30 squares. Then multiplication of 2-digit number and cubes of 2-digit number, right? Then all these chapter needed to be understand with the help of playlist of different videos. You can check out the playlist. इसके बाद these all are more scoring chapters, right? So you have to go through with the better conceptual videos. What would be the right concepts? Then if we talk about this particular topics, these come under the data sufficiency part, or you can say analytical reasoning. Analytical reasoning. What is analytical reasoning? Analytical reasoning is nothing but when we have to solve the question across statement arguments. There is a thumb and rules. There are some do's and don'ts. There are some say positive sentences and negative sentences that you have to figure out when you have to solve the question around statement arguments, statement assumptions, statement and conclusion based question, statement course of action, course of effect, assertion and reasons based question, then decision making and data sufficient inference based question. So it comes under the analytical reasoning section. Then if I talk about these particular topics, so this require a pattern or a say pictorial based question. So this is a non-verbal reasoning. Non-verbal reasoning. Mirror and water image, paper folding and cutting based questions, immediate figures based question, completion of figure, grouping of figures, series, analogy, classifications based on different alphabets or numbers. Then we have a figure formation, right? And we have a dot situations. So these are the variety of questions all together which comes under the syllabus of reasoning. Then let us suppose why we have to go through with the logical reasoning. Earlier what students do, they just go with the quants parts and English part. They skip generally the reasoning section. But now things are very different. Why things are different? Because there is a competition level is quite tough. If I just make you more understand about this particular scenario, then there are around suppose if I just discuss about the TCS and QT examination. So there were more than 5 lakh students have filled. Now the vacancies or the openings or the hirings is for just 40,000 people or the 40,000 entries. So you can just understand that they are more than say 12.5. The ratio is nearly 12.5. So it is nearly 12.5, right. So the competition level is cutthroat, and in order to beat the other student in a competition, your strategy should be that you should take a lead, and your method or your approach should be far different from these particular student. So for that matters, you have to maximize your scores in reasoning as well. Then there is a provision of sectional cutoff. What is sectional cutoff? That you have to maintain a balance among all the sections, and you have to qualify, you have to clear the sectional cutoff, which is the minimum amount of questions that needed to be correct in any particular say section. Then there is a composite scoring. So for that matters, you have to maximize the score. Reasoning is quite easy. So if we just maximize the score in reasoning, if in case your technical MCQs or your quantitative part doesn't works in actual assessment as well, then too you can qualify the written examination, right. Then how you will done it? So first thing would be go with the syllabus part. Different companies have a different syllabus, right. If you just go through all the assessment of different companies, they will follow a different trend. So in order to beat any examination, first you have to analyze the syllabus, whatever the syllabus is, and you don't have to do a generic preparation. You have to go with the syllabus of the, then you have to need practice, more practice on the topics that you are very weaker sections of yours, in which you are not comfortable with. So uski practice would be at maximum. Suppose you are not familiar with the topics of coding, decoding or analytical part. You are not very much comfortable with the topic of say statement and argument sections. So you need to practice it more. Less practice in the topic that you are comfortable with. Suppose you are comfortable with the topic of number series or alphabetical series, but at the end of the day your practice will matter. If you just want to qualify any examination, you have to practice. Now just wait for a few minutes and I will let you know how much practice you will require. Then you have to find the approaches. What would be the right approach to solve the questions? A set of questions can be solved with the different approaches. There could be 4 or 5 ways to solve the particular question, but you have to follow the right approach in which you are comfortable, in which you can just use minimum of the steps, you can use minimum pen and paper, and you can approach these particular question, because it is a time bounded examination. Then you have to follow the short trick rules. What could be the unconventional methods, what could be the short tricks, how you can use option elimination techniques, how you can use paperless techniques, how your steps should be minimized so that you can solve the given set of question very easily. Suppose if I talk about the short tricks, so you can solve any questions from these particular topics with the help of short tricks. Suppose there is a clock mirror image based question, then you can approach this question by just subtracting the given time from 1160, or you are given with the water image based question. So what you can do is you can just subtract the given time with from 1790 or 630, right. So these short trick can be utilized to minimize your time. Now what would be the prerequisite for reasoning? Prerequisite means prior steps that you need to understand. First would be mental alertness. Mental alertness is not a game of just 1 or 2 days, it comes over the time, right. Then you have to do with the ability to quickly interpret data. The more you practice questions, the more you will be able to quickly interpret the data. Then you have to formulate the established of logical relationship between the given set of patterns, so that you can find the clues, and with the help of clues you can decode the patterns, and with the help of that you can decode the logic to arrive at the right conclusions, right. Then you have to make the right judgment as well. Judgment required in the analytical questions, analytical reasoning, which comprises of say statement and argument based questions, or a statement or conclusion based question, inferences based question. In that scenario you have to understand how to make the right judgment as well. You have to be very neutral. nor very right nor very wrong, not very say pick white and black के उसमें फ्रेम में नहीं पढ़ना है, you have to formulate the right judgment. ठीक है, never go with the binary yes or no will only works in case you have to analyze the different scenarios. Now let us understand how to score the full marks. In order to maximize your scores, how we can maximize your scores even if you are a beginner level or you are someone whose syllabus is completed who have already started your preparation. So first of all you need to attempt TCS based 4 to 5 sectional mocks. ठीक है, अब analyze कैसे करोगे? You have to analyze your scores. You have to first attempt any of the TCS based 4 to 5 sectional cutoff so that you can do your analysis on the basis of your scores. So if you are a beginner, out of 25 questions, if you are able to solve 5 to 10 marks, if you are able to score this particular marks, then you have to go with the playlist. What is the playlist? You can approach to Prep Insta based videos. There you will get the playlist of all the topics. So first of all you have to clear your concepts. You have to understand whatever the concepts of these particular topics. So for that matters, सबसे पहले you need to watch the concepts video. Then you have to give the topic wise quizzes so that you can boost your score, so that you can improve that particular topic. Right? Now if I talk about the second category of a student, that are the student who have already completed their syllabus or who have already started with their preparation. If their score is 15 to 20, which is a very decent score, but they have to maximize their scores, they have to maximize their efficiency. In order to do that, they have to give the previous year questions more and more. Once they go with the previous year question, they can understand whatever the trends are in the question, what is the buzz, because the assessment examination of different particular companies are being assigned in such a way that all the companies follows the same trend. So if you just debunk the trend, you can decode the variety of questions as well. All your preparation would be completed in such a way that all you have to do is just go with the PYQs. Now if I talk about how much practice is required to maximize score or to attain the full marks in reasoning section. So first of all, reasoning is just a game of 2 months. You hardly need 2 months, that is 60 days. So if we just practice 50 questions each day for the next 2 months, that is if you solve 3000 questions based on all the topics of reasoning, you will be covering the whole sections of reasoning. Now there would be two scenarios. You have to analyze your mocks as well. Mock analysis is very crucial part to maximize the score. Why so? Because if we just analyze the mocks, it will give a better picture, a clear picture where we are standing, whatever are our weak sections, where is the scope of improvement, how we can maximize the scores, and so that we can analyze what are the mistakes that we are committing each and every time, and we have to omit that particular mistake. तो सबसे पहले क्या करोगे? If we just go with the mock analysis, first of all we have to look whatever the attempted questions are. Now attempted question में we have to check the time frame whether it is correct or incorrect. First of all you have to check the attempted question whether it is correct or incorrect. Then whether the question that you have attempted is correct, and if it is done within time, in time or on time, or it has consumed more time than whatever you have allotted to your particular sections. Then you have to check whether it was genuine right question or you have just put a random guess and it was corrected automatically. ठीक है, तो ये भी देखना है कि क्या ऐसा तो नहीं कि तुक्का मार के करेक्ट हो गया हो, राइट? क्योंकि तुक्का won't work in the actual assessments, right? Then second would be the incorrect or a wrong solution. So अब incorrect क्यों हुआ? That you have to find it out. Was it a silly mistake? Right? ऐसा तो नहीं कि in just a hurry or in just a way that you were just doing a formality to attempt all the questions, and in order to such scenario you have done with a silly mistakes, ये check करना है. Then you have to check whether it was a random guess, तुक्का मार दिया, इसकी वजह से wrong तो नहीं हुआ, ठीक है. Now come with the second part, which is unattempted question. Whatever the question that you have left, that you have skipped in the actual assessment, that you have to analysis. So why you have left that particular section? Was the time constraint? Was it your mistake that you didn't interpret the time issues? You didn't maintain the time management and you just left some of the questions. And if in second scenario it was a concept unfamiliarity, that is you are not familiar with the questions. So in such a way, if you just do a wiseful analysis of your mocks, you can boost your score and you can attain maximum scores in any of the assessments. Now, what should be the right approach for aptitude or for reasoning? First of all, you have to go with the common topics of all the specific assessment. The topics which I have covered, the topic that I have covered in the syllabus and patterns, right? You have to go with the same topics that are the common in all the specific examination of as far as your company specific placement is being concerned. Then you have to go with the short tricks. Short tricks, you can find it out in the Prep Insta based questions. Then you have to go with the calculation tricks. Calculation tricks you can formulate with the help of what could be the multiplication of 2-digit number, how you can do multiplication of 2-digit number faster. Then you have to understand multiplication of 3-digit number faster. Then squares and cubes up to 100. You should learn the short trick, how you can understand this. Then there are certain ways in which you can understand how to multiply a number by say 11 or a multiple of 11, or a number which ends with 1111, or if a number is multiplied by multiples of 999. Okay, so these are the common tricks that you have to go through with. Then you have to go with the formula-less techniques. There are many techniques in which we don't have to approach the question with the help of steps. We all have to just apply the formula-less techniques. Then option elimination techniques, you need to understand how we can eliminate the options, right? देखो, दो तरीके होते हैं. There are two ways in which a question can be solved. Either आपको conceptually जाके you have to apply the logic and you can approach the right answers, या दूसरा तरीका होता है आपको आंसर पता ही नहीं है, but आपको ये पता है कि कौन से whichever the options are incorrect. So आप क्या कर सकते हो? Better way would be to eliminate the wrong options. अब wrong options आपने eliminate कर दिए तो आपके पास right options you will be left with, right? Then you have to do with the calculative guesses. Calculative guesses, हाँ risky है, but it is a right way to approach maximum of the questions. Then smart revision method you have to go with. Now preparation strategy for placement would be, first of all you need to go with the concepts. What would be the right concepts? You have to go with the playlist of different topics. You have to watch video, right? Never go with the concept from the books, because books are outdated, right? Whatever approaches are being given in the books, it is outdated. Each and every year you can say you are just witnessing that companies are updating their assessment examinations, right? Their patterns is being changing drastically over the past few years. So if we go with the book reading, it will be a absolute blunder. It will be a blunder. So never go with the books for concepts. Use books only for revising, or only for the practicing of questions. Then go with the short tricks, PYQs. PYQs are very must, because if it gives you a better picture of what this particular assessment is all about and what this particular company is going to ask. Revision tricks, then mock test. Give as much as mocks as you can, because these mocks are time constrained, time bounded examination. It will give you an actual assessment feel. You can have a better picture about, you can be very familiarized about the examination scenario. यहाँ पे होगा क्या, आप जब एक्चुअल मॉक टेस्ट दोगे तो एक टाइम बाउंड कंडीशन में बैठोगे, राइट. सो इट विल हेल्प यू आउट टू just attach to your or align to your window for the next 3 hours. So हमेशा sectional mocks, or you can give the whole examination set of assessment examination in the form of mock test. Then analysis of mock test is very required, which I have already told you. Then at the last, revision is the key to maximize your scores. So that was all about the session. I hope these particular tips and tricks will definitely help you to maximize score and boost your chances of getting selection in any of the aptitude based assessment. If you follow the same and similar suggestion, you will definitely going to qualify any of the service based company specific assessment or even product based assessment. You can definitely just going to nail it. Follow our social media handles. These are all our social media platform. If you are facing any sort of challenges with regard to your studies, you can drop a comment and we can surely address to your problems. Now, top 3 comments, as we have promised, will definitely get free access to Prerequiste Prime. So write down your comments regarding your studies, whatever the challenges you are facing, or whatever your learnings with regard to your particular sessions, or whatever the loopholes that you are finding in your practice question, and whatever you get to learn from our sessions, right? So now comes with the practice part, how we can practice, how we can maximize the score, and how we can get the playlist so that we can start our preparation from very scratch. Suppose you are from a very beginner level and you want to do a dedicated study related to your aptitude or related to your reasoning section, or even if you are to boost your score in technical skills, or you have to ace your competitive coding part, or you want to learn your coding section, then Prerequiste is the perfect place. It is dedicated platform for 200 courses which help you to attain skills and as well as increase your chances for getting placement by boosting you with the certification for these particular courses. You can upskill yourself from data science courses, AWS, C++, Java, Python, GSA courses, competitive coding, artificial coding. So these are the features of Prerequiste Prime. Not only this particular thing, but also you are getting say tracks of different companies for TCS, NQT, Wipro, Cisco, etc. So for different assessment examination, it is the single platform from which you can do your entire preparation. Let me give you more insights about this particular platform. So if you just go with the Prerequiste, it has different tracks for different companies, service based companies, product based companies. If you are a learner, if you just want to learn popular skills which are very futuristic, very demanding as far as market is there, as far as different industries are there, then you can learn AWS Cloud, Selenium, QA, ethical hacking, Power BI, cyber security completely from our platform. You can learn the full stack coding, that is Express.js, jQuery, MongoDB, everything from our platform. In fact, if you are a non-IT student and you want to switch your career to IT, you can learn coding from very scratch level, because we are helping you with your we are hand holding you with the C++, Java and Python based coding. Then you can get the tracks for basic coding, intermediate coding, competitive coding, DSA, right? Even you want to prepare for the aptitude and you want logical listening section, right? So you can get the complete access here. So that was all about the session. If you find this particular session informative and knowledgeable, just drop a comment regarding your learning process. Also, student, if you need PPT regarding this session and PYQs and practice question so that you can analyze yourself, you can give a mock test for your actual assessment examination, just drop a comment PPT and I will provide you free PPT as well as the links for the previous year question for different campus related assessment examination. That was all about this particular session. See you in another video. Thank you all.